dragged a pregnant woman through the snow and then kneeled on her neck in Minneapolis, of all places. So here's the thing. You ever just like read a headline and you go, okay, so we fully crossed another line. Cool. This is ICE. ICE is terrible. And I'm not saying that in a policy partisan disagreement way. This is an agency that exists to terrorize people and then lie about it. Their whole thing is showing up masked, unmarked, and unaccountable. And of course, they're led by the worst woman in the world, Kristi Noem, the woman who shot her puppy and then bragged about it. And then she also shot her goat. She's got a lust for blood. And just wait till you see the move Kristi Noem just pulled. And yes, this time it involves sacrificing a baby. Why not? You think shooting her puppy was low? This might be rock bottom. And real quick, I'm Lauren Paritra. Please take a moment to subscribe, hit notifications, hype this video. You can only do that on mobile. Hype it really hard, especially if you think Kristi Noem is the head of the Gestapo. Like, imagine being so bad at your job that you make the TSA look competent. Imagine having a worse PR track record than the IRS. The IRS. At least when the IRS is going to ruin your life, they're going to send you a letter first. ICE just shows up in tactical gear, knocking down doors. And when they're really arresting somebody's abuela outside a grocery store, they're pepper spraying kids. These are the guys who spent years separating toddlers from their parents and then go, oops, lost track of which kid belonged to which families. Just a little administrative whoopsie involving thousands of traumatized children. No biggie. They operate with all of the procedural rigor of a drunk guy playing laser tag, except the lasers are real and everyone's fucking terrified. And the absolute audacity of calling yourself immigration and customs enforcement when you enforce neither immigration law nor customs regulation with any consistency, competence, or basic human decency. You're just enforcement. You're just random, chaotic, maximum force enforcement of whatever you feel like on any given day. Drunk off of the power of abusing the most powerless. And we're going to get into what just happened in Minnesota. But first, I want to give a trigger warning because this shit gets ugly. This next bit of dialogue and next bit of video will include descriptions of state violence, physical assault of a pregnant woman, and police brutality. Happened in Minneapolis, Minnesota, which is the same city where George Floyd was murdered by police in 2020. Please take care of yourselves while watching or take breaks while listening as often as you need. So what's happening right now in South Minneapolis, Lake Street and Pillsbury Avenue to be exact, residential streets, there's snow on the ground, hardened to ice, regular people going about their lives. And ICE just rolls in for what they call a targeted enforcement operation. To ICE, that means they were about to fuck some people up.
Hey, look at this fucker!
Please let her go! She's pregnant! She's pregnant!
You're ugly as shit!
Please let her go! She's pregnant!
Hey, okay, it's right at your face. Fuck you. She's pregnant.
Oh my God! Let her go! Let her go! Let her go!
Get her off of your fucking stomach!
Why can you try my walk on a cook like mother? She can't breathe. 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 She can't breathe.
Let her go, let her go. meesha waxaa ka dhacay dagaal oo isu dhexeeya ICE-ka iyo dadka kale. Oh, he's dragging! Yes, he's dragging. He's dragging!
That's a woman, and she is very much pregnant. This is not disputed. Bystanders are yelling it on the top of their lungs. It's on video. Everyone there knows it. ICE handcuffs her, forces her face down onto the frozen snow, and put their knees and full body weight on her back, on a pregnant woman's body, while people are screaming, "She is pregnant," and begging them to stop. You know, those classic phrases that normally mean fucking stop immediately, and they do not stop.
meesha waxaa ka dhacay dagaal oo isu dhexeeya ICE-ka iyo dadka kale. Oh, he's dragging! Yes, he's dragging. He's dragging!
Let me be extremely clear about the geography here. This is Minneapolis. This is the same Minneapolis where George Floyd was murdered by police who knelt on his neck for over 9 minutes while bystanders begged them to stop. The same city that became a flashpoint for a national reckoning with police violence. The same streets where people chanted, "I can't breathe," until their voices broke. And now federal agents are doing it again. Different uniform, same tactic, kneeling on somebody while the community screams for them to stop. People started throwing snowballs, frozen water. Minnesota's most aggressive protest tool. ICE responds by deploying pepper spray and tasers into the crowd, weapons of war, hitting not just protesters, but also journalists, including a WCCO reporter and photographer who was there documenting the scene. One agent reportedly waves his firearm on to onlookers. Another allegedly yells, "Who wants more?" Which is, again, not fucking normal for a federal law enforcement officer to say while they have the neck of a pregnant woman. This is not behavior of somebody who views the public as the public. They see the public as the enemy. The woman is dragged by one arm across an icy street while handcuffed, still pregnant, still face down, moments before. And here's the part where I need to be very clear. I do not give a single fuck what this pregnant woman did. I do not care what visa she had. I don't care what she fucking overstayed. I don't care what she applied for. I don't care what she lost or misunderstood, whatever. I do not care if ICE could recite her entire immigration file backwards while doing a handstand. You do not kneel on a pregnant woman. You do not pin her face down in the snow. You do not ignore people screaming for you to stop. That is not law enforcement. That is abuse. ICE, of course, says everything was fine. They always do, with video and cameras and reporters on site. According to the Department of Homeland Security Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin, the woman rushed an ICE vehicle and attempted to vandalize it. I don't give a fuck. And agents were then swarmed by rioters who punched, kicked, and threw rocks at officers. Don't happen to see any videos of that, huh? The pregnant woman, according to this account, was ultimately not arrested. They abandoned that attempt. Shout out to people. We are the only ones who will ever protect each other. Except it didn't play out that way for everyone. The operation was supposedly targeting a couple in their early 20s from Ecuador. Around 400 arrests have been made in Minneapolis overall. People are being detained, disappeared into immigration systems, with their locations unclear. The husband of one detained woman, his whereabouts are completely unknown. Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara later told reporters that his department doesn't control the unsafe or questionable tactics by other agents that are here, adding that the tactics used didn't align with his Christian values. I would hope not, and that the fear that the people are experiencing is real. do something. The Hennepin County Sheriff Office responded to a federal call for help when an ICE supervisor said agents were surrounded and being attacked with snowballs by 60 to 70 people. But when deputies arrived, they had witnesses, no attacks, and no agents required any lick of medical attention, not even a scrape. Even the local cops are saying, yeah, that seems excessive. Communities in Minneapolis have been using whistles to alert neighbors when ICE arrives, a tactic that's emerged in other cities targeted by federal immigration enforcement. It's a warning system born of necessity because these operations happen and they happen fast. They happen violently. And by the time anyone realizes what's going on, somebody is already face down on the pavement and maybe even pregnant. And this is where we're at. Masked federal agents assaulting pregnant women in the snow while neighbors beg them to stop. Journalists getting pepper sprayed and tased for documenting it. ICE daring people to get tased for objecting. And Minneapolis, this exact type of violence sparked a movement where the phrase, "I can't breathe," is seared into collective memory, where kneeling on somebody became a symbol of everything wrong with unchecked state power. And speaking of the absolute bottom feeders of society who get off to harming others, while all this was happening, Kristi Noem pulled one of her lowest stunts yet. The Secretary of Homeland Security, the person in charge of all this, look.
Secretary. Madam Secretary.
How dare you hold a baby in your hand when you have been adopting parents? You have been adopting parents. You are terrorizing. You are holding a baby and keeping it on the wall. Don't yell. You are terrorizing our community, bringing abducting parents and
Madam Secretary.
You have been creating terrorism all over this country. You are not stopping terrorism. You're making us less safe.
Madam Secretary,
You are making us less safe.
does taking the oil tanker
Kristi Noem's holding her grandbaby, I guess, like some sort of human shield through a crowd. Most people, when they hold a baby, instinctively they become more protective. They position themselves as the shield. They take the risk. They absorb the danger. They put their own body between the child and harm. That's the natural human response to protect vulnerable at your own expense. Basic, like mammalian stuff. Really, even bears do this. Kristi Noem does the exact fucking opposite. She holds her grandchild not to shield the baby from the world, but to shield herself from her own accountability. She's reversing the equation. The baby becomes the barrier between her and her consequences. The inversion, that willingness to put a baby between yourself and your criticism, is sociopathic. And notably, something that bears don't even fucking do. It's also the ultimate dodge. Instead of facing criticism like an adult, instead of standing on your own record or defending your actions with your words, you grab a defenseless human and dare people to come at you. What the fuck? And everyone watching this knows it's the political equivalence of robbing a bank and then picking up a toddler on your way out the door. What are you going to do? Chase me? And just watch. She's had all the tweaks, surgeries, whatever it takes to look better. And somehow she can't fix the part that actually counts. The part that would stop you from being a total fucking asshole. And somehow, even with all this effort to look okay, she still manages to be so repulsive from the inside out, clutching a baby like a human shield against criticism while her agency kneels on pregnant women in the snow, holding her own grandchild while simultaneously overseeing an operation that is ripping families apart, traumatizing children, and brutalizing pregnant women in residential neighborhoods. The absolute gall. And if you've enjoyed this video or it's expanded your perspective, enjoy is probably not the right word. Fuck that crazy lady. Please take a moment to subscribe, share this. I am Lauren P across all social channels. Kristi Noem is the Gestapo, and families belong together.